Drop a thumb if you can hear me. I see you. I see you. I'm gonna give it like 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go straight into it because I don't have much time. I have to ask them about it. Lily, hey Lily. Give me 1 more minute. Let me get right into it. Yeah, I feel I have a late lash appointment. Let me see that. I have a late lash appointment, and it was either tonight at 7 p.m. or Thursday. And what I was not finna do is go 4 days without lashes. Like, I just can't stand not having lashes, y'all. Like, I swear to God, I'm going to my grave with lashes and nails. Okay. And hair. Lashes, nails, and hair are must for me. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be going to at 7. So I'm gonna take this call to around 6:30 because then I'm gonna head on over there to get that done. I'm for real. And then I was supposed to go earlier, but then I had some other stuff to do, so 7 was the only time. Like, I just have to do it. All right, let's get into this call. Um, when I get back, if I'm not too tired, I am going to upload. There is this fly flying around. I am going to upload Wednesday's call because Wednesday's call was really, really great, like to the T. I'm gonna upload it tonight. If, like I said, if I get home and I'm not too tired, I'm gonna do it. If I don't do it tonight, I'm going to upload it in the morning. But I'm really going to upload it because it's gonna tie into what we're about to go into right now. Because I kind of did an analysis Wednesday, but it really flowed into today's analysis for the week. So I'm going to pull up my chart. Baby, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? Let's see. All right. Oh, I don't think. Can y'all see my chart? Drop a yes. I think I need to open another screen because I can't see y'all. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, perfect. All right. So, last week, this is what I'm gonna go over last week. What I was looking at last week, it did not play off, and I want to talk about that a little bit. So last week, overall, I was expecting price to at least push up to here to this blue zone, just for the fact that we had retested this blue trend line, which was a major trend line, and then we also did have some divergence. The thing is, and this is what I explained on Wednesday, this was a trade that it wasn't a high probability trade. Okay, so you remember I always say you need 3 confirmations before entering. This one only had 2 confirmations. Okay, so this is why too, when you have less than 3, it is like it may play out, but it is less likely to play out. When you have 3 or more confirmations, that's how you know like your trade is like to the T about to play out. But since I only had 2 confirmations on this one, it did not play out. And I want to talk about why. And the thing is, when you do have trades that do have 2 confirmations, it's like called like a B minus. I would say like a B minus setup. It's not an A plus setup. A plus 3 confirmations or more. Anything below 3, it's clearly not an A plus setup. And in this case, it wasn't. So even if you want, if you're marking up your charts and you only have 2 confirmations, one you can enter it, but you just do a lower risk. You know, when you have higher confirmations, of course you're more confident to risk more. But if you don't, in this case scenario, if you just had 2, of course you want to risk less because, you know, the odds aren't super high. So even with this one, this whole structure to the left had already played out. This head was like here, came to 50, and it hit TP1. Boom. We already know when it comes to our fibs, anything that is below 50 is guaranteed to hit TP1, but it's not guaranteed to hit TP2. Okay? It can, but it's not guaranteed. So in this scenario, that structure was finished. That uptrend was finished. Now, looking at this blue zone, everything blue on my chart is 4 hours. So remember, the higher the time frame it is, the more reliable it is, but also the longer that it takes. Okay. So for example, even right here, this break of this zone right here, this happened. If you look at the bottom of the chart, you can see it happened around July 10th. And then you can see it pushed down up here, and then it finally came back to retest, but it didn't retest until you see this was July 10th. You see it right here in the blue, July 10th, because that's where I just drew the box at. And then you can see it came back here around July 24th, 23rd. So that was a whole, what's the math on that? 24 minus 10. That was the whole, am I having a brain fart? 14 days? Am I doing that right? 24 minus 10? 24 minus 10. Yeah, 14 days, 2 weeks, y'all. So that was something I honestly should have like considered in my brain, but I just wasn't thinking clearly on that part. So even me, and I'm not saying I still think it's gonna come to this part, to this area. It just didn't happen in that moment because it was a 4-hour zone. It could have, like I could have been right, but that's just something to keep like in the back of your mind. You know, when you have those higher time zones, it may not push up to it right then and there, but it's still that possibility that it can. But just knowing that it's a higher time frame, it may take longer to get back to it. So that's one. And I'm sharing with you guys what I'm revising. What is that the right? What I was reviewing on why I lost this trade. Okay, so this is the things that are going through my mind. And then also second, we came back to this green zone right here, which you can see I had this zone. It was resisting, resisting, resisting. and I saw it broke and it came back to it and it did retest. And I noticed as this trade was playing out, it wasn't like pushing up. Usually, when you come to a major trend line, it's going to give you that push up. Instead, it came back to this green zone and it just kind of just started playing around in this area. And then it started forming divergence. As you can see here, this was going down as this was going up. So that kind of made me skeptical as well. So with that being said, that was something else that I was a little sketchy about. And as you can see, it did end up falling and it didn't retest this zone. It actually broke through it. And clearly, when there's a break, there's gonna be a retest. So the fact that we broke that zone, like, let me know that we was in a totally different direction. So my stop loss did get hit because I believe my stop loss was like around here, somewhere around here, something like that. So yeah, so that was that on that trade. That was done. But so where we're at right now, I want to go over that. Sorry. So where we're at right now, we just completed this structure that happened. Point A, point B, pull back, boom. So looking at this chart, you can see we hit, let me see so you guys can see this. We basically hit TP2 down here. And this was on a higher time frame. That was a 1 hour structure. And remember, anytime we hit TP2 on the 1 hour or 4 hour, that's going to indicate like a reversal is happening. So another uptrend is happening. So we came down to TP2, one confirmation. Two, we also do have divergence right here. You can see all these red marks at the bottom. Oop, I didn't mean to draw that big arrow. We have divergence forming going up, and then we have all that red at the bottom, just letting us know that there's a lot of buyers momentum at that area. And it also retested this purple zone. This purple zone is what I drew on my 30 minutes because I noticed these last two previous lows stop right here, 1, 2, drawn into the future. And then, you can see it respected it for the third time. So those are 3 confirmations letting you know that it was going into an uptrend. TP2, divergence, and a third retest. Boom. As you can see, it's been going up, 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 up. What I wanted to see too was if it was going to come to the zone and push back down to this trend line. But as you can see, that's why I had this little fib right here. First of all, I do want to let you guys know that I have already entered this trade for a buy. And then where this orange trend line is, that's where I entered another one. So I just entered again because we just broke this high right there, letting me know that we are going to continue up. Even if we pull down, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad coming back to this trend line because then that'll just be another entry to take it right back up to this blue trend line. I'm still looking for this blue trend line to get retested, just for the fact it was a major trend line that was broken. So remember, we just finished this 4 hour. Oh, I got a crick in my neck. It hurts so bad. We just finished this 4 hour right here. Boom. Now that we finished that 4 hour, that was a major uptrend. And we broke this blue trend line that was holding price up because remember, everything tells a story. And this story was letting us know that we was in an uptrend. But now we finally broke through that trend line. So a retest is going to take us into our next major structure. So now we're about to be having another big structure formated, which is going to be causing a downtrend once we retest it. That's the bigger picture. So the right now money, though, is this area right here. If you're not in this trade right now, I would suggest to wait. Here's 2 things you can look for. Look to see if it pulls back here to this big trend line. Set an alert on this trend line. See if we retest it. And then that's when you'll get in here and then take it up to this blue zone right here. Okay. Oops. I had dropped this in the chat too. I had dropped the number in the chat on like what to look for. My neck is killing me. Yeah, I can see either going to this blue trend line. Yeah, I see it going to the blue trend line. I was about to say green trend line, but nah, I can see it pushing past the blue because that was the one that was broken. If it doesn't pull back to this pink trend line, then let's see. Another thing that you can look for is this was the previous low. So this is one option. Boom, boom. This will be your entry right here. Oops. What was that? There it is. This will be your entry there. Or here, boom, take it up to blue trend line. Everything's going to the blue trend line because that's what needs to be retested. Or entry here. Beautiful thing is, if we do pull back to that pink trend line, you can enter there and then enter again once it breaks and retests this blue area right here. So you can have 2 entries on one trade. And that'll be so beautiful because even starting from right here, that is 85 pips, which is very, very good. So this is the right now money, okay? You always want to focus on the right now money, but still have in the back of your head like the bigger picture. And bigger picture wise, everybody understand this? Drop in the comments too if this makes sense. Because then I'm gonna make my screen bigger. I'm gonna drop this in our chat too as well, just so you guys see where my trend lines are and everything. So I'm gonna delete this because I want to see what happens with that. Let's also look too at the dollar. Remember, the dollar does the opposite. So delete some of this stuff. Looking at the dollar on what it's doing, you can see that. Let me just clear all this stuff off. So look at this. You see all this momentum right here. You can see looking at highs and lows. We had here, here, here. Boom. That was one structure like this that we just finished. We just hit, almost hit TP2. Now we're kind of in this uptrend, right? So this is the higher time frame. Even though we're in this uptrend right now, on the smaller scale, if we draw a trend line, I'm gonna make that blue. I could see it pushing back down to this trend line right here because you see I have all those multiple points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drew into the future. We broke it right there. So I could see it pushing down some more. So as this is pushing down, GU will be pushing up. Does the opposite. Once the dollar gets to here, look for a retest. If it starts retesting, giving that wick exhaustion at the bottom, then that's going to make the dollar go up. And then that's going to be once GU is done hitting here, and then that's going to make GU. It's going to make GU go down. You guys following how it's like literally doing the opposite? So that's what I see for GU for sure. So I just gave you guys the right now. After that, then of course you're gonna look for the retest at this blue trend line. So you should have a your alert on that blue trend line because that's your 4 hour. And then after you get that retest, bigger picture wise, okay? Bigger picture wise, then that's when you'll drag your fib, still keep it at that top point, take it to this bottom one. It's most likely gonna be going to 50 or 61, whichever it goes to. Let's just say it's going to go to 50. Then that's when you'll enter for a sale and you'll take it down here to TP1. Boom. 250 pips. So that's your bigger picture. And then we have the right now money that we just went over. That's here. Boom. Take it up to here. Okay, so that's GU. Now, I didn't look at EU, but EU's kind of in the same boat. And remember, you do not have to trade multiple pairs to make like a lot of money. You just got to find that one wave of one pair and just ride it out and take advantage of those pullbacks. So as you can see right here, I said entry add fib when retested because we did break it. And then remember to pay attention to what gets broken. So you can see this low is right there. That was the previous low that was made when we were in that uptrend. And now you see we just broke that low again right here. And we even broke this one. We broke two lows. So this low became lower than this one and this one. Okay. So even looking at this, even if you had a trend line right here, because your trend line is never wrong as long as you have 2 points. But since this was a major trend line that was holding price up, that was broken, I can see it coming back here to retest it. And then this will be your entry right here. Your fib will start from here to this top, take it down to this low right here. It's going to go to 38.2. That's 38.2 or 50. So then that's where you'll get in and then take out at TP1, negative 27. Boom. Easy money on EU. Okay. So that's the second one. Now let's look at gold. I'm gonna close this out with gold because I gotta about to jet out to here. So gold, I never traded gold. I haven't been trading gold because I just haven't been like in these small moves it's been making. So even right here, I was trying to see if it was going to retest this trend line and bounce down to this zone, but you see it ended up retesting it. And I think I wasn't paying attention. Well, I was paying attention to it, but I was already in GU and I wasn't focused on trading all these pairs. Like I say, you want to find your one and stick to that, okay? So I haven't marked it up since, but since we can clearly see that it's still going up, let's look at the bigger picture. There is a lot of divergence for me. I don't really have this super marked up right now, but let me just see a little bit. If we do push down, we got to break through here. Cut a little something like that. So we do have a little divergence forming here at the top. And that's going up. This is going down. So that's one divergence. That's just one confirmation right now. Like, I need more data. It could, because it looks like it kind of retested this zone, so it could push up some. If it was to push up, then if you were to take advantage of this uptrend, then you can look for it to break past this high and then come back to this zone, go up. And then this will be your entry for buy. But then if it comes down here, if it retests this pink trend line just like it did these times, this will be your entry for buys. That's why it's good. You gotta just keep both sides of the market in your hand and different things that can happen until it happens, because you just never know what the market's gonna make. Now, if we break here, come back to this zone, boom, the zone or trend line, this will be your entry for sales. So wherever it pulls back to, let's just say if it goes to an uptrend and it pulls back, I don't know, let's just say it starts pulling back right now to this trend line. I'll take my fib right here to that top point. See, it goes 50, I'm gonna get out right here, a negative 27, TP1. If it's going down after the retest, because you always add your fib after you get the retest, then I'll take my fib from this top point, take it to wherever it stops. Let's just say it's gonna stop right here. I'm going to enter right here and then take it down to a sell to right here, TP1. Or you can hold it if you want to hold it and just set alerts to make sure it doesn't go past this point. Or you can take profit here, then wait for another pullback to happen, and then enter again if it gets wick exhaustion from the top, letting you know pressure is being pushed down, and then take it back down to this zone. Or you can see if it comes to TP1, if there's a lot of momentum, like it's just shooting down, then you can just hold it and ride it out all the way to this zone right here. Okay, so those are the three: GU, gold. Oh, let me not delete it because I'm going to drop it in the chat too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Gold, GU, EU. Right now, money for GU and EU. Don't touch EU. Wait for EU. GU right now, money is for buys. Like I said, if you're not in a buy right now, then you're just gonna have to wait to enter that. Gold is a waiting game. So gold and EU we're waiting on right now. GU, you could already be in it. If you're not, wait for a retest because there's still room to catch like a few pips till we get to the top. And then, of course, once we get there, look for a retest. EU, same thing right here. Look for the retest. Those are like the cleanest ones. Gold, I just gave y'all three things to look for. So yeah, take advantage of one of those. Ride them out, okay? Set your alarms because you don't want to be just looking at your charts all day trying to figure out, oh, has it hit this point or not? Like, make sure to set your alarms. That's what they're there for. All right, so I'm gonna drop these in the chat and I will talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions, send me a message, okay? Sorry, I feel like I'm rushing, but I gotta go. But I hope you guys learned something and got something great out of this, and I hope you enter this to make some money because that's what we're here for. All right, thank you guys for showing up. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.